This is a really nice video from the
I
World
have 12
Champion.
emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by 10.
Okay, Khang
I'm
Huyền,
already
let's stop
underwater.
sharing.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in an actual boat.
I thought Grammarly just fixed grammar. They make boats now? Smart.
All right, so now I would love to invite all of you. Please open the microphone, your camera, and we can start the meeting right now. And don't forget to change the background because the meeting today, the theme is imagination.
Miss Leah, you like muted. Unmute. You need to
Unmute?
unmute your.
Oh, can you hear me well, everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Lovely. All right, so no waiting for more. Let's start the meeting. The MC Cavalier of the day, Khang Huyền, take the show. With that, I would love to everyone, please open the camera. Okay, have Nguyen Phương, Eric. Let's open the camera. All right, Khang Huyền, are you ready? Hello, Khang Huyền. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'll start me. All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our Gavel Club meeting. I'm Huyen, and I'm so happy to be your Cavalier of the day today. Tonight, we are dividing into a very special team. Something that's invisible but powerful. It can take you to other worlds, help you dream big, solve problems, and even speak better. Yes, tonight's theme is imagination. Let me ask you this. Have you ever closed your eyes and imagined yourself doing something amazing? Speaking on a big stage, changing someone's life with your words? That's the magic of imagination. It's where everything begins. As Walt Disney once said, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. So tonight, don't be afraid to be creative. Think outside the box. Speak from the heart. Let your ideas fly. Now it's time to welcome someone truly special who will fire up our meeting, Mr. Beljan. He is currently working in IT for the Australian government. But beyond the world of tech, he is a passionate communicator who truly believes in the power of debate. He has been actively debating since high school and university, and now he continues to sharpen his public speaking skills as a member of the three Toastmasters clubs. Tonight, he's here to share with us not just how to debate, but how debate unlocks imaginations, help us see different perspectives, organize our thoughts, and speak with confidence. Whether you debated before or it's your first time, I'm sure you'll walk away with fresh ideas and inspirations. So let's give a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Bill John.
Oh, thank you so much, Kan. And that was a lovely introduction. Sorry, just give me a moment. Can you hear me now? Okay. So I will just start by sharing the screen. So just give me a moment. Could I, Miss Lee, can you give me the permission to share my screen? Ah, there it is. Okay, just give me a moment. And do you see my screen now? Okay, so do you see my screen now? You can? Okay, fantastic. So good evening, everyone. It's my honor tonight to convene the Debating Skills Workshop. I'll just start off with a short introduction of why we debate, and then I will discuss on the debating structure, the 3 pillars of debating, and we'll have a mini debate workshop, and then we'll have the primary debate. So how many of you have ever found yourself in a very heated argument over a subject you feel passionate about? And that's the essence of debating. So can anybody here tell me what debating is? And please post your answers in the chat or come off on the speak on the microphone what you think debating is. Anybody? Khan? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, for me, debating is like when there is 2 people or maybe larger numbers of amounts of people, well, they're actually debating about like a reason something. Like some people will like say yes, while the other might say no. Like it's between positive and negatives. So there are two like 2 groups. That means they're like debating about like a topic or maybe like maybe the point how they have to share each other. But I'm thinking that debating could happen anywhere and anytime, not just only like in competition or not.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Khan. That's a fantastic answer. So let me give you a formal definition of what is debating. So debating is a structured argument where teams present opposing cases on a certain topic. And unlike casual arguments, debating has clear roles, time limits, and an evaluation criteria. So why do we debate? The core principle is that we debate to persuade. The ability to persuade is a critical skill that you will need when you grow up. And it sharpens your critical skills and your ability to respond. It improves your ability to structure arguments logically. It builds confidence in handling challenging questions, and it enhances your listening skills and the ability to respond to opposing viewpoints. But most of all, debating is actually fun. So for this workshop, I'm going to discuss a very basic style of debating. There are many different types of formal debating, but for the purposes of this workshop, we're just going to use a basic 3 versus 3 format. And in that format, there are 2 teams of 3 speakers. The affirmative team speaks for the topic. The negative team speaks against the topic. And the adjudicator is the judge. And their role is to determine who is the winner and to provide an explanation of their decision. The chairperson is like the boss of the meeting who ensures that the meeting runs smoothly. They'll introduce each speaker and often will act as a timer. And if the speaker speaks excessively over time, the chair has the right to end the speech. So the way the debate structure works is that you'll have the first affirmative speaker will come up and speak, then the negative speaker will come up and speak, then the second affirmative, second negative, then the third negative, and then finally the third negative. Generally speaking, for each team, the first speaker will define the debate. So they'll define the topic. They'll introduce their speakers and discuss the role of each speaker. So they might come up and say, well, my second speaker will say this, and then my third speaker will summarize and argue and refute and summarize our case. And the first speaker will generally argue 2 to 3 points. The second speaker of each team is what you might call the main attacker of each team. They'll refute what the opposition has to say, and then they'll argue 2 to 3 points to support their team's argument. The third speaker of each team will refute the arguments of the opposition team, and then they'll summarize their main arguments of their team. So here are some debate do's and don'ts. So the do is make sure you have a clear definition, make sure you stay on topic, Make sure you have a clear structure and that you are logically structured. Always be respectful to everybody in the room, and you never ever speak directly to your opposition team, and always speak clearly and confidently. Some don't. Never attack anybody personally. Don't rely on your arguments. Don't rely on emotion. Don't interrupt other speakers. Don't go off topic, and never be rude or disrespectful to anybody in that room. So in a debate, you and your team are going to be assessed on 3 main criteria, which I like to call the yummy pillar, and that is the matter, the method, and the manner. So what is the matter? The matter makes up about 40% of your score, and that is the substance of your argument. So your conclusion has to be logical and has to follow from your argument. And all your arguments must support your team's position. The second part is what they call the method, and that makes up 20% of your score. And that's how you organize and present your case. They will also assess you on how well you adapt to what your opponents say, and the structure has to be very clear. It has to have a logical flow and a strong conclusion. And then the final thing we'll assess you on is what they call the manner. It's how you present your case, and that's like 40% of your score. And that's how you deliver. Do you have eye contact? Do you have good gestures? Is your stance confident? And your vocal style, is it clear? Is it audible? And is it in a professional tone? So, with all that said, can anybody here tell me what they think is the most important aspect of a formal debate? Anybody? Feel free to unmute your mic or write in the chat box what you think is the most important part of debating. Okay, so for me, the most important part is the definition. And let me tell you why. The definition creates the foundation of how you make your argument, and it provides that framework for the evaluation. And a good definition should be in the spirit of a debate. So now I'm going to show you an example of a bad definition. If I asked Miss Lee, "Hey, Miss Lee, can you please stop smoking?" What do you think I am asking? Let me know in the chat, or write it in the chat what you think I'm asking Miss Lee to do. Anybody? If I said, "Miss Lee, can you please stop smoking?" What do you think I'm asking? Khan, what do you think I would be asking if I ask Miss Lee, please stop smoking? What do you think I'm asking? Anybody?
I think Eric is raised hands, and I'm
Eric, yeah. Eric, please.
So we are actually asking Miss Nee to follow what's the topic about saying it can make you heard.
Okay, no, not just about the topic. If I ask Miss Lee to stop smoking, what do you think that I'm asking her to do?
I asking her to ban smoking.
That's right. So I'm asking her not to smoke, right? No cigarettes, right? Leah, is that right? Lee, you've got your hand up?
Ami, let's
Ami.
raise.
You are
If I say-
wanting her to stop smoking because it is irritating you.
Okay, so I'm asking her to stop smoking cigarettes, right? If I say,
Yes.
please stop smoking. Okay, really good answers. So that's what reasonable people would say. But it could also mean that it means anything that be cooking. Well, it could be cooking. Cooking creates smoke, right? But that's not what reasonable people expect. So in this topic, that smoking should be banned. Most people would understand that to mean smoking cigarettes or other tobacco products should be banned by law. So a bad definition is that smoking should include anything generated by fire. Therefore, we argue that anything that generates smoke, like cooking, should be banned. So this is a bad definition because it unnecessarily broadens the topic, and it's not within the logic or the spirit of the debate of what most people would understand. So here's a good definition of that smoking should be banned, and that is We define smoking as the act of inhaling and exhaling tobacco products, such as cigarettes. To ban smoking means to make tobacco products illegal. We will argue that the government should ban smoking in the interest of public health. So why is this a good definition? Because the definition is clear and specific, it's fair and it's debatable, and the definition is reasonable and logical. So we're going to now move on to the fun part. We're going to have a mini debate where you get to speak for 1 minute on this topic. And the debate topic is that cats are better than dogs. So, Miss Lee, have we got some volunteers on who would like to speak on this debate?
Okay, of course. Like we see some volunteer here. We see
Yeah.
Eric and Hanh Huyên, right? Eric and Hanh Huyên. Let's get ready.
Okay.
All right. So
Oh, hang on a second. So, some things to consider here. Let's start. All right. Some things you can consider. If you're on the affirmative team, okay, you can define, make sure you have your clear definition of this topic. So, what's the definition of a cat? You're going to have to define it. All right. So, it could be a domestic cat. You could expand it wildly because a lion is a cat, a tiger is a cat, right? So, you, as the affirmative team, make sure you're very clear on your definition. And what does better mean? What is that better as in they are just better animals? Are they better companions? Some things you might consider as well when you're arguing that cats are better than dogs. You can say that cats are more independent, cats are smaller and easier to keep, cats are quieter, cats have better hygiene and they smell better. That's one thing you can argue. On the negative side, let's say on the negative team, some are things you can talk about where you can agree or disagree with the definition. Okay. You can talk about how dogs are loyal and protective. You can talk about how dogs are trainable, or that dogs are more affectionate, or that dogs need walking, which means if you own a dog, you'll be fit and healthy if you take your dog out for a walk. And dogs can do many good roles. So keep all of these issues in mind and think about it. So you must start with your definition, then your argument, and make sure your conclusion fits within what you've been arguing. So please start. Is that Eric is our first debater? Excellent.
So does that mean Eric could be affirmative side? Is that right, Eric?
Yes, the first speaker is always affirmative.
Right.
And who will be on the negative team?
Hanh Huyên. Hanh Huyên.
Okay.
So I'd like to ask Bill, how much time each debater we have?
Let's just make, this is only a mini one, so let's just make it for 1 minute each.
Okay, sure. All right. So I will set the timer as 1 minute. So Eric, you got 1 minute to start. Now let's go, Eric. Let's go, Eric.
okay. So I think a cat is better than a dog. Firstly, let me ask you a question. Or dog, which animal is more dangerous? So usually people say a cat more dangerous because it keeps having a claw so sharp. Wrong. A dog is more dangerous. It carry more rabies and it carry more viruses. Many people have been affected by it, and a cat is more gentler, and usually a dog so playful. It usually make people. It usually is too energetic. Somebody calm, somebody wise, but probably the cat. Firstly, a better companion to keep rats away because rats have more rabies and cats really clean. Thank you.
Wonderful.
I put my class here.
Wonderful a wonderful start, Eric. That was wonderful. It was logical. It was very clear, and within the 1 minute, you did a fantastic job with that argument. So I will now introduce our negative speaker, Amy. Amy, if you can make your present case.
Not Amy, Khánh Huyền, Khánh Huyền.
Oh, okay, sorry, my apologies.
Okay, Khánh Huyền.
Okay. So for me, I think that dogs are more better than cats because like you might think dogs they are big and they're hard to like raise and to pet them, right? But sometimes dogs can be like a bit more emotional, and when we are sad or maybe like we are really disappointed about something, dogs will always like they're gonna help us and they support us no matter what. And also dogs need like they have to be like exercising like mostly like walking around in the park, maybe like that. But it's also like when the dog is walking around, it will help the owner to stay more actively, like get into action and some, and also like fits at well. And not just only that, dogs can maybe like and really helpful to every roles as every day, like from a maybe like a guiding one, or maybe like every job they often do like mostly like police dogs, but also therapy, the most important one. For me, dogs is amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic, Han, and great refutation. So that was wonderful, wonderful for both of you. Now, was it just the one speaker each in this mini workshop, Miss Lee?
Mm, I guess once. I
Okay.
think no. I think for one more couple. Is that okay? One more couple.
Sure. Yes. So,
All right. So I would love to invite one more couple. One will be affirmative and one will be negative side for the topics. Cats are better than dog. So Amy have just joined a competition for debate. So Amy, do you want to take a try, Amy? All right, sure, right? And Amy will be maybe affirmative. And To Hyun, do you want to be a debater also? Let's take a try. All right. We come
Wait,
here.
me. Okay, fine.
All
okay,
right.
Amy, great. So
Okay.
I will now introduce the second speaker for the affirmative, Amy. Amy.
My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Um, as the second speaker of the affirmative team, I would like to explain why cats are better than dogs. Firstly, is that imagine yourself having a dog where you have to where you have to wake up daily to walk them, to feed them, and you have to play them because they are active pets. So therefore, wouldn't have enough time to do your work. But instead, cats, you don't even have to walk them. But for daily hours, you can feed them later. So therefore, they are more convenient but independent. So you wouldn't actually worry about your time, about work. But you actually don't have to worry about your cat either because they can actually they can actually come to you whenever they like, and it doesn't annoy you. And they don't have to play daily. Secondly is that cats are actually gentle because a cat just need food and water and a few toys. And thank you very much for listening.
Ah, thank you, Amy. That was great. Well argued, very, very clear. Loved it. Of course, it's only 1 minute, so you're very, very limited. Normally, a speaker would speak for 6 to 8 minutes, so you would normally have a lot more time. But fantastic effort there, Amy. So we'll have our negative speaker, our final negative speaker. Who was that again? Miss
To
Lee?
Hyun. To Hyun.
Tuhin.
So my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow debaters. As the second negative speaker, I stand firmly against the motion that cats are better than dogs. So my first speaker has already highlighted dogs' loyalty and intelligence. Let me now expand on the social and functional benefits dogs provide. Dogs aren't just pets; they're protectors, guides for the visually impaired, therapy animals, and even lifesavers in disaster zones. Can cats do that? No. Cats are maybe low maintenance, but that doesn't make them better. It makes them distinct. Dogs actively build emotional bonds. They sense our moods, comfort us, and most importantly, they want to be with us. That is not just companionship. That's a relationship. So lastly, the claim that cats are cleaner or quieter doesn't make them superior. It makes them it means they're easier. Just being easier doesn't mean being better. Better means giving more helpful and more loving. And in all those aspects, dogs win. So thank you.
Oh, fantastic work, Queen. So I think we're done with all the debaters. First of all, I just want to say fantastic effort, all of you. You've done so well with the very limited time and a topic that can be quite challenging. You've all made really excellent arguments. You made very strong points on your case. Just a couple of observations for every debater here. First of all, with the first speakers of the affirmative and the negative, make sure you talk about how you define the topic. That is the most important thing you have to do. So make a very clear definition of the topic itself. So you might say, yes, we will define this topic as a domestic cat is better than a domestic dog and better in the way of being a companion animal. That's an example of a definition. And as a negative team, you can either agree and then argue from that point, or you can disagree and say, no, we don't believe that. That definition is wrong. The definition is that better means they're just better animals, and we disagree against that notion. You could do it like that, or you can agree, and then you can argue against. Both are fine, and both are reasonable. So make sure you do that. When you go into your first negative or the second speaker, make sure you start off by refuting the case made by your opposition. So you might say, I would like to start by refuting the misleading statements of my opposition. And my opposition said this, this, and this. We disagree because of this, and this. But otherwise, it was very well argued. You provided compelling evidence. I really like our first speaker, Eric, when he spoke about posing a question to the audience. Are cats more dangerous than dogs? No, they are not. And he gave evidence of why dogs are more dangerous. They're more aggressive, they can have rabies, and they're larger physically, so they pose more danger. So there's some evidence to back his argument. But otherwise, it was a fantastic debate from everybody, and well done, all of you. So, Miss Lee, shall we move on to the main debate?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, just as a conclusion to this short topic is that keep in mind that debating isn't about winning at all costs. It's about thoroughly and persuasively exploring ideas. Developing debating skills can enhance your life. And the best debaters are capable of arguing both sides of an issue because they have deep understanding of the complexity of important topics. And if there's one thing I want you to take out of this workshop, is that debating is a fun intellectual sport. So we are going to go to our main debate now, and the debate topic is that dinosaurs would make great pets. Today we want to talk about imagination. So imagine if dinosaurs were alive today, would they make great pets? I can see some of you. Do any of you here like dinosaurs, or did you? Amy, I can see you. Look at the expression on your face.
It's absolutely very creative, Tim.
Okay. So would we like this on a 3 against 3 debate, Miss Lee?
Yes, I
Or
like.
2 against 2? It's okay. I can keep it flexible.
Yeah, it's 2. I think it should be 2.
2. So for whoever's debating, so just remember for your first speakers, remember to have your definition. And for the subsequent speakers afterwards, remember to put a refutation to rebut whatever your opposition says first, and then present your arguments. So for the affirmative team, who would like to be in the affirmative team?
Yeah, anyone would like to be affirmative? Can you put the number 1 on chat box, please? Put the number 1 if you agree with this, Tim. If you believe that dinosaurs should be a great pet, you know. It's like a little bit scary.
Scary? Well, I've got some ideas for the and against it. Okay, so I'll just copy and paste it onto the chat box, and so you can take some of those ideas, or you can add some more of your own. But here are some ideas, and I'll just put them on the chat box. Okay. Oh, fantastic. So first affirmative is Tuhin.
Oh, it's really nice.
Excellent.
I volunteer. I volunteer.
Okay. Eric, would you like to be affirmative or negative?
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Oh, excellent. So you would be speaker number 2. Who would like to be on the negative?
I think negative should be Kang Huyans and Army.
Okay.
So, just a very friendly reminder. I hope that after this sections, Bill, please give it some of the feedback for them. Is that okay?
Yes, of course. Sorry, and the second speaker for the negative?
It should be Army.
Amy. Okay, great. So remember, first speakers, start off with the first affirmative needs to start off with a definition. The first speaker of the negative, you can either agree or you can disagree. And then the second speakers, to make sure you refute and then present your arguments. And your conclusion has to support what you've been arguing. So I will now start. Miss Lee, we will have a time limit of 3 minutes.
So
Is that okay?
We have 3 minutes, right?
Every speaker has 3 minutes.
Okay, absolutely.
And yeah. Okay, so I will start with our first speaker, Tuhin, for the affirmative that dinosaurs would make great pets. Tuhin, over to you.
Okay, so good evening, honorable educator, respected opposition, and attending audience. I stand before as the first speaker of the affirmative team, proudly supporting the motion that dinosaurs would make great pets. So now let's start with the definitions. For today's debate, we define dinosaurs as domesticated, non-aggressive species, especially herbivorous types like herbivore like Hadrosaurs and Protestosaurs that could be safely refined through controlled scientific methods would make great pets, means they would be safe, trainable, beneficial companions, similar to or better than current pets in terms of loyalty, loyalty, and companionship. So we are not arguing that all dinosaurs, especially large predators like T-Rex, should be household pets. We are focusing on species that are feasibly ethical and practical to keep under control in modern circumstances. With the understanding, let me present our case with the 3 strong arguments: companionship, utility, and scientific advancement. So firstly, companionship. Contrary to popular belief, many dinosaurs were socially intelligent. Fossil records show herding behavior, parenting instincts, and even signs of group cooperation. These are the same traits we look into today's pets: dogs, horses, and even parrots. Dinosaurs like the Proteroceptus of small-featured raptors could become affectionate, loyal companions. With training and time, they could bond with humans just as deeply as any domesticated animal today. So secondly, utility and function. Dinosaurs wouldn't just be lovable. They could be incredibly useful. Strong, durable herbivores could help in agriculture, carrying heavy loads or power flowing land, much like oxen or elephants have historical done. In rural communities or sustainable farms, dinosaurs could become eco-friendly working animals, reducing our dependence on fossil fuel machines. Their biological uniqueness might even make them valuable in medical or therapeutic programs. So thirdly and lastly, scientific innovation and progress. Let's not forget the scientific benefits that domestication of dinosaurs will require breakthroughs in genetics, clothing, environmental care, and veterinary medicine, these developments will not only apply to dinosaurs but improve our understanding of all animal care and conservation efforts. Imagine the boost the endangered species research or chronic illness treatment if we had the tools to successfully raise dinosaurs as companions. So, conclusion: the modern science, resource learning, and ethical care, dinosaurs will become more than just creatures of the past. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic, Thu Hien. Wonderful, wonderful. I will now introduce the first speaker of the negative team, Kan Huen.
Now I'll start. So for me, is that dinosaurs they like what if they were like eat humans because you might thinking that maybe long ago like in movies you might watch that they are they're really dangerous. So if you're thinking that making them as a pet, or they could destroy our home because they're too big, right? Have you ever heard that like the stegosaurus? They are really big and they have like sharp horns and all, and it could destroy the building on our city, and which causes our city from really beautiful and really strong, and everything is just really normal. But one day, that's how it came back to our earth and it have destroyed everything. Have you seen that? Making it, you might thinking that dinosaur could be a great pet. You might thinking that watching them in a movie, it could like in your own imagination, it's quite really pretty good. But in reality, it's not just like that. They're too big. They will eat anything that they can see in around them, and they might like gonna destroy everything that's gonna happen, even yourself. They can destroy and even eat you because like they don't have like they're not qualified to live in here, and they don't fit in this really fascinating world. And this life, it's just like people might saying that they have no choice, but they have to leave and go away. You might think they are small and currently like are normal pets, but no, there are different kinds of them. But dinosaurs, they have all shapes, but most of them they are really big. How can they fit? They are really active, you know. They could destroy everything. Not just only that, they could even destroy like buildings. No, then what if one day they destroy all their home? Then where will you live? Outside in the street? You might thinking that dinosaur could be a great pet, but for me, not just only a great pet. They're they thinking like it's just like over of pets. They could be like a creature that causing a lot because like T-Rex, Spinosaurus, and like Allosaurus, some of them they're really big. They have long neck, and that's causing them to be like destroy everything. And some with a long tail, maybe they would knock out a building, and that company could like be being destroyed. And actually, for really high levels, and from that on, they'll turn out to be like really got down, and was causing me to be real heartbroken because like why would I be really sad and really like disappointed about this? Because like dinosaur, when it first came there, I think there was thing for the first, when I heard that extinct, it was really the best. Because like if dinosaur extinct, it could be like making best, and it could be good for everyone because like dinosaur they destroy everything and not a good fit for our world. They could live like other worlds, so it could not destroy our earth because our earth is just like using for normal animals and us human.
Wonderful, wonderful. That was a very well argued side for the negative. Well done, Kan Huen. I will now introduce the second speaker for the affirmative, Eric. Eric, if you
Yes,
can now hand over to you.
Okay, so I want to return the battle Hangman. Firstly, she say that a dinosaur can cause massive destruction. But at my home, actually have a dinosaur. I mean, my at home actually have a living dinosaur. Raise your hand if any of you has a bird for a pet. If you had a bird for a pet, then you will know a bird is actually closely related to a dinosaur. A dinosaur, then it was evolved to a bird. Pretty strange, right? But yes, a bird is a dinosaur. And secondly, And secondly, can say that some dinosaurs may have can destroy even tall building, but the Tyrannosaurus Rex is only tall as a 3-story building, not as tall as we think. And most dinosaurs are just herbivores. What does that mean? It means that a dinosaur that just eats grass. Not many are carnivore. Carnivores are dinosaurs that have action eat other dinosaurs, and even that the T-Rex have very short arms. And not like they can destroy the whole world. Dinosaurs have lived in our world once, and they cannot destroy our world. Nextly, I want to move into my main speech. So, a dinosaur, as confidently, you think it is a big, strong, meat-eating dinosaur. That would come into picture in your mind when you looking at dinosaurs, right? Wrong. Some dinosaurs are just as small as my palm, and some dinosaur that is taller than my 25-story building and super not aggressive. The only aggressive dinosaur in the world ever recorded is just the T-Rex. And literally, there's only 100 T-Rex I have ever lived in the Jurassic Age by a study. And we are not 100% the dinosaur look like that because we just look at their bone. We do not judge a book by cover. We should never judge a book by cover. So, I really want to think a dinosaur plus a pet. Anything that you can see, a bird, a small, pretty little bird have evolved, is a granddaughter or grandchildren from the dinosaur. Can you even believe it? So that all. I rest my case here.
Wonderful, wonderful debating, Eric, and very, very passionate, arguing for the notion that dinosaurs would make great pets. Very, very passionate. I can see that passion coming out through you, and I can see that you would make a fantastic owner of a dinosaur one day, if they ever came back to life. I will now introduce our final speaker for the negative, Amy. Over to you.
Okay. My speech will start in 3, 2, 1. I would like to give out, as the second speaker of the negative team, I would like to set out my rebuttals. For Eric, I would like to rebut that between dinosaurs and birds, they are not the same. What? Dinosaurs and reptiles, not birds. They don't even have feathers. Instead, they have scales. Secondly, is that dinosaurs are not domesticated pets. So it's particularly illegal to have dinosaurs as pets. And you have defined that T-Rex are the only dinosaurs that are aggressive. Are you sure? Because there are a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Allosaurus, Spinosaurus, as well as raptors. How? So therefore, there are many types of dinosaurs that can actually eat you with such strong jaws. So therefore, there are not all dinosaurs are herbivores, but some of them are carnivores, which they eat meat for protein and calcium. So therefore, your evaluation was wrong and your rebuttals were wrong. And number 3 is that dinosaurs are not like dogs or cats. They don't define what is food or items or objects either. And is there even a research where humans even met dinosaurs? No. Dinosaurs are from the ancient times, and they died before the humans even spawned. So they cannot become pets. It is wrong to have dinosaurs as pets as they can eat you, and there are no research to prove that dinosaurs have been friends with humans. So it's wrong. I would like to set up my arguments to be set out is that firstly is that dinosaurs are not domesticated, so they can actually eat you and actually hunt you. Number two is that not all dinosaurs are herbivores. They are carnivores, and they don't actually know how to define what is food or what is an object. And number three is that humans have never met dinosaurs before because dinosaurs die after the meteor shower before humans even spawn out. And that is the end of my speech. I would like to end, and thank you for listening.
Oh, that was wonderful, Amy. Very, very good. And just like the role of the last speaker, you did a very, very good job in rebutting and segueing into your main point. So well done. Well done, all of you. You are so, so impressive. I really love the way that you logically argued and presented evidence for your cases. It was very, very impressive. And for somebody in Australia, I have seen 12-year-olds do debates, and many of them are not as impressive as you. So be really proud of your own achievements. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to provide a very quick evaluation for each of the speaker. So we started off with our first speaker, and that was Tuhen. So first of all, it was a very, very good introduction. Great, great use of grammar. You used words such as motion. So rather than saying, oh, I would like to talk about this topic, you actually said, would like to talk about the motion that dinosaurs would make great pets. Fantastic use of grammar. You used words such as herbivores. Great use of grammar there. It was a very, very good definition that really sets you up for you and your team to make a great argument on your side. You were going to talk about 3 points, and that was really good. Your points were very strong. That they would make good companion animals. They'd be socially intelligent. Many dinosaurs then are much like today's pets, like birds, which is actually quite true. They could be. You made the argument that they could be strong and helpful, like elephants. And there are scientific benefits to having a dinosaur as a pet. So very, very strong points. I only would challenge you to improve on slowing down your speech. You spoke a little bit too quickly. You can just slow down and use pauses just to allow your audience to take the time to listen to what you've had to say. And remember, keep in time. So you've only had 3 minutes, so keep your points short because you've only got 3 minutes to speak. But otherwise, it was an excellent, excellent first effort as the first affirmative. So I'd move on to the first negative, and that was Kanhuin. Fantastic use by starting off with a question, and you made some really, really excellent points. Talking about how they could destroy you, they could harm and kill people, and discussing, putting that hypothetical situation to all of us. What would it be like when a dinosaur actually lived with us? And you were really good at painting that scenario. They'll eat everything. They'll destroy everything around them. They don't know what's an object. They don't know what's food. They'll just eat it. That's a fair point. And pointing out the dangerous species of dinosaurs like T-Rexes and Allosauruses. Not only are they going to bite or hunt and eat you, but they'll swing their tails around and destroy everything around them. The only thing I would suggest to Kanhuyen is start off as you are the first speaker of the negative team. You need to either agree or disagree with the definition. And if you disagree with the definition, then you need to explain what your counter definition is. And start off as well, after you've done the definition, put a to refute the argument of the opposition. So remember, first negative is you agree or disagree with the definition, then refute the opposition, then you make your point. So we'll move on to the second, but otherwise, again, excellent debate. I'll move on now to the second affirmative, and that is Eric. Eric started off very, very strongly. He started off by rebutting the negative team. He drew the equivalent. Fantastic. And with evidence. Yes, a modern day bird that we keep as pets. They are directly linked to dinosaurs in the past. So why wouldn't dinosaurs be a good pet, right? Made a rebuttal about the destruction that dinosaurs can do, because most dinosaurs were actually small and they were herbivores, so they wouldn't be exactly eating us. It was extremely well structured and made that real good point that not all dinosaurs are large and dangerous, but most of them were actually quite small and they can be easily handled. I would suggest to Eric is to use vocal variety. So the whole time you spoke extremely loud. So just make sure to only speak loud when you're really making a point rather than speaking loud the whole time, because you actually lose the power of your speech when you're speaking loud the whole time. But otherwise, again, excellent structure, excellent refutation of the opposition. So we'll move on to our last speaker, the second negative, Amy. Again, like Eric, very, very good rebuttal. You made that very good point that birds are not dinosaurs. Great point. And you made some point that I never really thought about, that dinosaurs are not actually domesticated animals, and therefore to keep it would be illegal. I never thought about the legal aspect. That was a fantastic imagination, an actual fantastic real life application of actually it just wouldn't be illegal. We just can't have them as pets. Made that really good point again. Dinosaurs are aggressive, and we don't know anything about how dinosaurs are actually like. That is true. No human was alive when dinosaurs were around. We don't know what they were like. So how could we know they make great pets? Great point. And a great segue into from your refutation to summarizing the point made by your team, talking about that dinosaurs will hunt and kill you, that they don't know what the difference between food and an object is, and they just don't belong in modern society. And you made these really, really strong, excellent points. I would suggest for improvement, Amy, don't start off with speak by saying, starting in 3, 2, 1. If you're going to do something like that, and I've noticed that a few speakers did say that, what you can do is just pause, take a deep breath, then start speaking. No? I always use the 3-second pause, because a 3-second pause is, I just did a 3-second pause. It gives you time to think. It gives you time to pause. But also, the audience doesn't actually notice when you make a 3-second pause. So just remember that little technique. And in your rebuttal, Amy, do not ever speak directly to your opposition. Never, ever, ever talk to your opposition. Speak about your opposition like a third person. My opponent said this, this, and this, but never say, oh, well, John, you said this, you said that, you're wrong. Never speak to your opposition. But otherwise, again, excellent point. And I like the point that you kept within time. So well done, everybody. Okay, Miss Lee, I have done my evaluation for every individual speaker. Do we do a vote on who do you believe won, or is this up to me as well to determine who won?
Okay, so I believe that let's see, should we have a vote or should we depend on the evaluators? All right, maybe it's Bill. Can you send a personal message to me? Like which one you think is maybe the best?
Okay.
today?
Okay.
So I will choose the best debater based on two ways. The first, I receive I received the vote from Bill, and then I let you vote for your favorite debater today. Let me see. Okay, everyone. So please give me in the chat box the name of the debater you think should be the best debater today. Can you put the names of your favorite speaker today to my chat board? Because I cannot create the voting sections right now. So let's write down the name. For example, you think Khanh Huyền should be the best debater? Let's send me the message like Khanh Huyền. Or you think Eric should be the best? Yeah. Okay, thank you, everyone. Now keep going. Send the direct message to me. Oh, thank you, everyone. All right, so while we all keep voting, now I would love to everyone's, let's open your camera and I can capture this moment with all of you guys. Is that okay? Today we will come through a very, I think it's a little bit pressure, but I think it's absolutely funny because it's really imaginative topic. It's really surprised me, but surprised me more with your performance today. It's like my expectation. All right, thank you very much. So now I would love to invite everyone to open camera and smile, and I can capture this great moment. All right. Now everyone, let's smile. Okay, 3, 2. Let's see. But it's really nice. Okay, the second picture with the second pose. The second pose. Right, 3, 2. But okay, very nice. How amazing it is. Oh, very, very adorable and fantastic faces. So now let's keep voting everyone. I received some message from you guys also, and Bill, please send me the message. Like which one do you think is the best debater today?
I sent it via Facebook Messenger.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, thank you. Wow. Okay. Oh, affirmative. Oh, nice. So now I received some vote from you guys, and I will send the certificate for the winner through the group Zalo for today. So let's wait for the result by follow the group Zalo. All right. So now once again, thank you very much for everyone for joining this section today. I believe that it's really, really new. It's a bit new. It's a little bit different for the format of Gavel meeting, but I strongly believe that it's really valuable to you, right? If you love this debate sections like this, now let's give me some like or some love on the screen. So I know that I will invite Bill more for more first section. Okay, today you guys received a lot of great feedback, constructive evaluation from Bill. Now let's thank you, Bill, on the chat boards. Let's give him warm thanks or warm appreciation for his great it's great feedback from you. Thank you very much, Bill. Everyone, please open the microphone and say thank you to Bill. Okay? All right, everyone, open microphone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, Bill, we love you so much. All right, so appreciate your time and your efforts. So once again, thank you everyone for joining this section today. It is just beginning. Let's keep trying, and we'll have more and more interesting section like today. Once again, thank you for everyone. I hope you have wonderful weekend with your friend and family. Say goodbye.
Thank you. You're
Thank
all so impressive. So you all won, in my opinion. Well done, all of you.
Thanks.
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.